Why diet culture is extra damaging for people with ADHD, Part 4. According to diet culture, the only acceptable reason to eat is if you are hungry. It is a bad thing to use food for any other reason outside of fuel. But here's the thing. Food has so many roles in our lives outside of just fuel. And when most people try to improve their health, they try to strip away all of those other functions that food has, and they try to just make it about fuel. And what happens is they struggle. And ADHDers in particular struggle with this, especially in our current economic environment of overwork and burnout, because food is one of the only reliable ways to access dopamine that doesn't require executive function or energy. And it's also one of the few things that you can do to boost dopamine while you are doing something else. And so when people with ADHD try to strip out all the pleasure out of their diet and they try to just eat meals that are nourishing and nothing else, they try to stop snacking, not only is that not sustainable, but when accomplishing that goal fails, they will feel fear, shame, and guilt, which will tank dopamine further. And this often leads to a vicious cycle where they will eat to try to boost dopamine and to regulate their emotions, but then that leads to fear, shame, and guilt, which causes dysregulation. But then what do you do when you feel dysregulated? Well, you eat, which then furthers dysregulation, which causes a very vicious cycle. If we pretend like eating for reasons beyond just hunger is ultimately always going to be self-destructive, and we don't recognize that those other reasons why we're turning to food are to fulfill vital core needs, then any attempt that you make to change the balance of your nutrition and the balance of your lifestyle will ultimately not work and lead to more distress and dysregulation. So embrace the fact that food can be a tool and that food actually does have to function as more than just fuel in your life.